The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, I'm Kamela Guare with the news at 6. In this edition, PM reflects on 2025, Bougainville signs maintenance MOU for Aropa Airport, and hunters release Pitten over discipline matters. Kapari village in Abau district received a heartwarming support this week from Vera Lemo Foundation Inc. to local residents living with disability. The donation, including 3 wheelchairs, 3 crutches, 6 toiletry hampers, and 1,000 kina cash, were received by the KD chairman and executive members at Gordon's. The items will help improve mobility, hygiene, and daily life for members of the community living with disabilities. The donation comes ahead of the Kapari Village Christmas and Spiritual Program from the 24th to the 31st of December. It is themed Bridging the Gap. The community will participate in spiritual programs, sports, and health initiatives. The initiative highlights the importance of partnerships between foundations and community groups in supporting vulnerable members and empowering local communities. Real development is not in the non-renewable resources or in coffee and cocoa, but in the education of children, the generation of tomorrow. These were the words of director and founder of Life PNG Care, Colin Pake, during the food donation from Best Gear Trading on Monday, 22nd December 2025.
Merry Christmas!
Life PNG Care received a generous donation from the Best Gear Trading once again. It is part of Best Gear's community service program. This Christmas, Best Gear Limited General Manager Charles Chen, Corporate Affairs Manager Kay Watson, and Marketing Officer Thomas Sawon delivered food to the children.
Children who graduated in Life PNGK are in the workforce now. There are 12 now in university and colleges, and 700 plus are in primary and secondary school. And these are the investment that we are making. And that's why Best Gear support and partnership is so valued to us, so that we continue to maintain that partnership and invest in these children, because these children are our tomorrow. God bless you all. Have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you too.
Sawon reiterated Pake's words, adding that other business houses can make a difference also in supporting education for the children who reside with Life PNG Care. Life PNG Care currently provides education support for 700 children across the country.
On behalf of our Managing Director, Chief Mengu Yan, or commonly known as Thomas Yan, he is not able to be with us today due to reasons only we cannot disclose. He is not able to attend today's event, and we, as he always says, he always has a heart to support organizations like yours and to give to the needy. And he, I think himself, said many times he looked for you, and when he found you, he supported you and has been supporting you many years with all these commodities, foodstuff items. That's a value of 22,000 kina.
Life PNG Care is located at Gerehu Stage 2. Caregivers Colin Pake and his wife Frida manage the organization. They take care of 22 children in their home, with many others visiting frequently for a decent meal and rest before they go back out on the street, simply because there isn't enough room to accommodate them. Kamala Guare, TVWAN News. The Madang Urban Local Level Government has issued a circular to residents and business houses of a complete closure of business activities during Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and New Year's Day. Madang Town today is busy with last-minute shopping and other activities as locals adhered to the notice. Acting Town Manager Titus Futrapa said the 3 days are important for families to spend time with each other and for Christians to observe the birth of Jesus. This closure will encapsulate all market vendors within the main central business center and in all the 10 wards of Madang Urban. The shops, including supermarkets, department stores, and other general merchandises, are expected to close and ensure staff spend the holidays with their families. Mr. Futrapa said ward councillors were given notice to advise their communities accordingly. The Internal Revenue Commission of Papua New Guinea has appointed Samuel Kingsley Loy as Acting Commissioner General after the resignation of Sam Coim. Loy, a professional in career tax who recently served as Commissioner of Tax, is recognized for his expertise in large taxpayer administration, international taxation, transfer pricing, and extractive industry taxation by leading complex, high-value audits across the mining, petroleum, telecommunications, gas, and the infrastructure sectors. Loy has more than 26 years of senior leadership experience in taxation administration, international tax, and public financial management throughout Papua New Guinea. On Christmas Eve, Prime Minister James Marape reflected on the successes this year, commending everyone who has contributed to a successful 2025. He also acknowledged the challenges faced and thanked citizens for their tolerance. Prime Minister Marape made special mention of agencies that contributed in growing the economy of the country.
Before flying off to his home district in Tari to spend Christmas there, Prime Minister James Marape gathered the media to reflect on the year that has been. He thanked particularly the Internal Revenue Commission and Customs for performing above set targets, contributing to the coffers of the government. With few days left before the year ends, IRC is tracking at 97% and has collected 700 million kina, more than what they collected around the same time last year.
We've raised the bar for them to collect more this year. They've collected, they've worked, and this time last year they've done 700 million kina more than they did last year, meaning that they've now tracking 97% of the forecasted revenue collections, not to include what will be the total figure as we clock off at 31st December 2025. And so a big shout out to IRC. This is despite my government giving the biggest ever tax relief to our people. We sacrificed 300 million kina worth of tax in removing taxes from 13 essential household items, as well as entrancing the non-tax-paying threshold at 20,000 kina. Despite this tax relief, we were still able to collect 700 million kina more than what we did last year to date.
On that note, he announced the appointment of Sam Loy, the current Commissioner of Tax, as the new Acting Commissioner General. He also thanked the Customs team for also exceeding the set targets.
Thank you to Customs, Commissioner David Toa, Commissioner of Customs David Toa and his team. A big shout out to them. They've now, as we speak, collected at 102%, meaning 2% over the forecasted collection of 2025. And this goes to show to our citizens despite us giving big tax relief to our citizens, the collections are happening in the key revenue collection sectors. We are on target in as far as our money plan is concerned. That should give confidence that next year we know what we're doing. Our budget will be on target as we roll out work into next year.
The Prime Minister also reflected on the infrastructure developments that took place this year.
This year also saw us in terms of service delivery. Most of you know I took the road from Kupiano to Alatau. Before September 16 this year, we were able to drive from Kiunga Telefomin, Tabubil to Telefomin. And this year also saw me lifting the excavation shovel to make sure that we do the last kilometers of opening between the road that we're trying to connect between Lae and Kerema, Port Moresby. So many works happening in terms of close to over 16,000 kilometers of road right throughout the country have been visited by excavation, grader, rollers, work happening all over our country, employing over 30,000 Papua New Guineans throughout the length and breadth of our country. Key enabling works are going on as we speak.
Going forward, the Prime Minister indicated his government's plan to use AI and ICT to improve work processes starting next year as part of the Reset at 50 agenda, especially in the areas of recruitment and procurement.
Next year, at the very earliest, we'll be mobilizing artificial intelligence and installing our government systems for public service selections and national contract procurements. So we eliminate human hands in the entire chain of process. You want to apply for a job, you apply online. You want to apply to secure a state contract, you apply online. And the best, I don't care who gets it, the best must get the job, whether as a personnel to be attached to a public service or as a company to do work for the state. So this is something we want to do as part of our 50th reset.
As 2025 ends, the Prime Minister said 2026 will be the first year after the country's 50th anniversary and called on citizens to do their bit to develop the country, and the least they can do is to respect the rule of law and live within the prescriptions of the law. Wen Findai, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. After the break, Prime Minister Marape outlines 2026 work plan. Stay tuned.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Tooks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans. Expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend. PNG's own coffee.
The Toyota JD Hi-Ace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hi-Ace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hi-Ace bus and experience the Hi-Ace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectations.
PNG's favorite soft drink now in bottles. GoldSport brings you fresh, bold flavors in brand new 500ml bottles. Taste the rainbow. More freshness, more flavor, more fun. Lime, orange, raspberry, and pineapple. Proudly made in PNG. Proudly GoldSport.
Show the dishes who's boss. Fight mess with Axion, the tough grease stripper. 100% effective at doing the dirty work. The triple active power breaks down tough grease, and its antibacterial formula leaves dishes squeaky clean. Get tough on grease. Get Axion.
Whether we're playing sport, exercising for fitness, being active for work or play, just having some fun, or just chilling, there is one name we can count on that we know will keep us going strong. Skell rice. Healthy, nutritious, delicious medium grain rice full of vitamins and minerals. Skell helps us maintain a healthy, active lifestyle so we can enjoy every day.
Skell rice. Skell life.
You've forgotten what you did to me? This is exactly what you put me through. I'll show you who the real monster is. You'll be the first I'll come for.
What if he got trapped? Trapped?
Someone had been suspected of colluding with his father. It's him, isn't it?
The truth has a way of coming out. My love?
Work of a serial killer?
A copycat.
Catch the season premiere of Flower of Evil tonight at 9 on TVWAN Plus.
Welcome back. Mount Hagen MP and State-Owned Enterprises Minister William Duma has expressed relief that work is finally starting on the Kagamega Airport's runway. Minister Duma was frank in expressing his disappointment in the previous work that led to pavement failures and the subsequent downgrading of aircraft types. The National Airports Corporation signed a 39.4 million kina contract on Tuesday, December 23, 2025, to deliver asphalt overlay works at Mount Hagen Airport, which currently does not have asphalt surfacing. China Harbour Engineering Company PNG Limited has been awarded the contract, with construction scheduled to commence in February 2026. Mount Hagen MP and State-Owned Enterprises Minister William Duma has always been vocal about the state of the airport.
And I want to commend the National Airports Corporation Chairman and your board, and of course the two ministers for selecting China Harbour. They already have a presence, and I want to acknowledge Jesse Key, who's here, plus the other gentlemen. They already have a presence in Hagen where they were responsible for the 4-lane highway. And they've also been undertaking work for the Hagen City Road upgrading, so they have a presence there. And I have no doubt that from what I have seen, they will be able to deliver. But ministers and chairmen and directors, what we need to do, in my opinion, is for us to make sure that all those contractors we select do what is required of them, and they meet the requirements, the specifications, the design specifications. And if we are not alert, they can cut corners, and in the end, we will all end up having products that are inferior, and we will then go around in circles again. And in the case of Hagen, under the TVWAN program, work was done, but unfortunately, from what I knew, instead of putting asphalt on the runway, that wasn't done, and I stand to be corrected, but I have always blamed NAC for this. We should not let that happen again.
Western Highlands Governor Y. Rapa shared similar sentiments, saying he had recently visited the NAC to find out why bigger aircrafts were not landing at Kagamega. He emphasized that Kagamega Airport is located in the third largest province in PNG.
Honestly speaking, because Hagen Airport is one very important airport for this country. Very, very important airport. We have Pogra, we have the LNG side, and we have our Hagen is the food basket for this country. Vegetables and everything is always coming from Hagen. And the islands, all of Highlands province is being serviced by Hagen Airport. which is the Kakamega Airport.
In around 40 million, 39.9 mil. That will be funded by NAC's own money. So I will need your help, Libla. You have given me the task and the board to do it. We will do it. As a minister, I know your support will be there. You will tell my counterpart chairman on the other side to make sure I get paid. And I'm sure governor will also help me. And my ministers, especially the one that looks after money for the country. So thank you very much. I know the project will be completed. Thank you.
The Department of Personnel Management has welcomed the Auditor General's payroll audit, saying the findings support reforms already underway. Department Secretary Taya Sansan says the issues raised align with the 2023 Deloitte Payroll Diagnostic Audit, which reviewed payroll governance, systems and data integrity across government. She says reforms approved by the National Executive Council are being implemented through a whole-of-government approach involving DPM, finance and treasury. Key actions include strengthening payroll controls, cleaning payroll data, and improving oversight. The department says the Auditor General's report confirms the current reform direction and its commitment to protecting public funds. With 2026 to be the final full year for the Marape government's term in office before elections in 2027, Prime Minister James Marape said he will ramp up work to ensure most of what he set out in 2022 is achieved. He has challenged not just public servants, but members of parliament to run and keep up with the pace or be shipped out.
2025 comes to an end. Prime Minister James Marape will have just one full year in office before he faces elections in 2027. He therefore wants to tick off the items on his list from 2022.
And so for me, as I also face the 2027 election, I want to tick off some of these things that I have committed to the country in 2022 national elections and the government formations. Some of these things will be looked at in 2026.
And to achieve this, he has challenged the public service machinery to run with him.
In 2026, I've advised my public service, as well as I've advised our cabinet ministers. I will be running, so those who want to run with me will be on the job, doing the job. I have only 1 year to do the job as we face 2027. And don't ask me what I will do after 2027. You ask me that it come this time next year.
He also challenged cabinet members to be prepared for next year and be physically fit in order to take the workload next year.
Speaking on my cabinet, I've asked them, including the department heads, to give me a report on what they've done in 2025 by 7th of January 2026. I've also asked my cabinet ministers to seek a medical certificate in terms of status of the health, because as I run, I don't want to be pushing ministers to run when they cannot run. And so I've asked them to look into their own health so that when I run, they could run with me and not walk with me as we try to close in on some of our commitments to the country in as far as our 5-year mandate is concerned.
Returning next year, a cabinet meeting will be convened and ministerial vacancies will also be filled then in preparation for the 2026 year ahead.
I want to indicate the couple of vacancies I still hold them in the close of 2025 in the new year. I'm looking at a holistic in terms of performance. That's why I've asked ministers to report on what they're doing, the possibility of a ministerial reshuffle, and of course a few appointments. I got some ministers who are ill health at the moment. Visited some, talking to some, making sure that they are fit for duty. And so those will be considered. We have first cabinet scheduled for 15th of January.
Meantime, the public service mechanism has been advised to open in the new year at the earliest. Wadfindai, TV1 News.
A memorandum of understanding was signed today between the National Airports Corporation and the regional member for Bougainville for the maintenance of the terminal at Aropa Airport. This is the first phase of an agreement that will see the extension of Aropa runway in 2026 under KEDIP 3. Following the Memorandum of Understanding signing of Boram and Kagamuga airports yesterday, the National Airports Corporation signed an MOU with the Autonomous Region of Bougainville today, paving way for rehabilitation works to be carried out on Aropa Airport. NAC is funding this work with 2 million kina, while the Bougainville Regional Member's Office will put 1 million kina as counter funding.
We had to put it down very quickly, regional members. Minister, it's so that we can give your people a good smile into New Year's. So the first phase of it is to uplift the facelift of the terminal, the existing terminal. It is 2 million uplift from our board and management. Minister will give $1 million on top of that.
NAC Chairman Jacob Anga expressed how this signing is in alignment with the government's agenda to connect PNG and prepare Bougainville to be economically independent.
It's our commitment as a Labour Corporation commitment to align with the Marape Rosso government intention of connecting the country and progressing economical growth from your people. You have a very special agricultural base. You have cocoa there, copra there. You have one of the best tuna alignment fishing region on the South Seas. Hopefully we can, moving forward, build some cold storage facilities in the atolls. We connect the airstrips, so we have a spoken hub model based out of Harapa and Buka, so that you enhance your economic growth and independence, obviously your financial independence.
Regional Member for Bougainville, Peter Siamalili Jr., welcomed this signing, stating how this will help boost tourism in the region.
This is one of our biggest enablers for our people. For me, I'm excited, and I know that Mr. Abel is excited about our airports opening up, because the industry of tourism will really prosper. I want to appreciate also Airlines PNG, or PNG Air, pardon me, for opening up or placing an aircraft now that will, as soon as Aropa Airport is open, we will see more flights getting into Aropa. But at this point in time, they're landing in Buka Airport, and we know that Buka Airport has some restrictions.
The second phase of this MOU will be the extension of the Aropa runway and will be carried out under KEDIP 3.
We will let the ABG government and your office, regional member's office, to then deal with the land owners on both sides of the airstrip, north and the south end, to ensure that the clearance is given. Once the clearance is given, that will then set as a condition precedent to initiate the KEDIP 3 program of extending the runway, so you can enjoy the A220.
Aitapelumi District in West Sepik Province has signed an agreement with PNG Power Limited and SMEC Limited to run a feasibility study for a 5-megawatt hydropower project in the district. The feasibility study is said to cost around 6.18 million kina. Contractor SMEC, an internationally recognized hydropower and dams consultant, will commence the 16-month feasibility study in January 2026 before the actual project begins.
Electricity is a vital service lacking in most parts of Papua New Guinea. Aitapelumi District in West Sepik Province has taken necessary steps to address this challenge. With the proposed Damab hydropower project under an agreement with PNG Power and SMEC Limited, the parties aim to provide sustainable electricity to a historical underserved region. In the agreement, local MP Anderson Mise will provide political leadership and acting as the bridge to landowners. PNG Power will lead the technical negotiation and project oversight, while SMAC is responsible for the feasibility studies, specifically monitoring river flow data for a full 12-month cycle to ensure technical viability.
The SMAC as the local MBD, I'll make sure my business to make that project to be off the ground as soon as possible. So to my landowners there in the Tamap and Wamsis and Palup areas of inland of Aitape, East Coast, your project will kickstart, and we just need cooperation from the landowners. Don't disturb the work progress of this. Anything, I'm always there to liaise with the landowners, and thank you, SMAC. But I wanted the project to start, I think, straight after New Year.
PNG Power Limited CEO Paul Bailey said the partnership is part of PPL's objectives to rebuild their connection again to provide sustainable power supply to the citizens. He added that CPIC region is an economic hub and people need electricity to run their small businesses and sustain their livelihood.
It's going well. Atapi and the CPIC area is a very important part of the country, and it's been under-serviced. So we're rebuilding our own facilities in the Atapi, Wewak, Malprik area and up to Vanamo. One of the things we've done is establish, with the help of the DFAT funding, a small solar farm at Atapi, which is now up and running. We're re-establishing our own thermal generation. But more importantly, what we are starting to do is rebuild some of the networks that have been fallen into disrepair in recent years. So we're now wanting to put them back up. We've started now between Wewak and out to Malprik. And of course that brings power to the people, and power to the people means not only for homes, but more, just as importantly for businesses.
SMAC will carry out the 16 months feasibility study for Damab hydropower project. It begins in January 2026 before the actual hydropower construction begins. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
And now a look at the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2351 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2276 $0.3367 Australian dollars, 0.1848 euro, and 35.27 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except coffee, which closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower. A reminder to our viewers that the BSP will not be providing the market report on public holidays of December 25th, December 26th, and the 1st of January 2026. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have stories making headlines in the region after the break.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with BSP's One Talk Wallet. BSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add your kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Curly, straight, soft, wavy, afro, short, long, healthy, Palmolive Naturals for naturally beautiful hair.
It's formula infused with extracts like coconut oil, aloe vera and avocado to enhance your hair's natural beauty, giving you naturally beautiful hair that always looks gorgeous and smells great throughout the day. Palmolive Naturals.
Have a great hair day!
Long year 2024, 7 pla baby I born one time HIV. HIV I can go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama I get HIV, long time long karen baby, na time baby I susu. Tasol Yumi can help him bel mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bell mama clinic, na kiss him antenatal check. Time Yumi pan him sick HIV area, or time bell mama I positive penis, early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV I go long baby. This lutok sawe I come long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Meet YumiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, YumiPay makes every payment simple. YumiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
Okay. Yep.
Hi.
Yes.
Can I get a loan for my PNV contract?
You need to fill out these forms, these ones, and then you can get back to me. Okay?
Hello? Hello? Anyone? Hi, I'm Kenny. Can I get a loan here?
Not here. Not right now.
Hi, I'm Kenny. Can I get a loan here?
Of course, Kenny. I'll take down your details. I'll help with the credit check.
Thank you.
And I'll help with the business plan.
1 car Kenny. 20 car Kenny. 1,000 car Kenny. FinCorp. Fast forward your finance from zero to hero.
Welcome back. Palestinians in the West Bank city of Bethlehem are hoping the Christmas spirit has returned to their city after 2 years of hardship fueled by the war in Gaza. But as local authorities try to convince tourists and pilgrims to return, restrictions remain in place on traveling to the place known as the birthplace of Jesus Christ.
It certainly looks a lot like Christmas in a welcome return to festivities.
This year, after 2 years of silence, we decided to reignite Christmas.
The war in Gaza has cast a long shadow over Bethlehem, where the Christmas story was first written.
We had a loss of approximately $1.8 million a day in the industry of tourism. The unemployment rate jumped from 14 to 65%.
This is from the root of the tree. Wow. Olive tree.
For almost a century, the Tabash family have been running this souvenir shop. It's been a difficult few years, but they've been determined to keep going.
It's not just for the business, it's for our hope, because we need this place.
The Church of the Nativity, built over the site where Jesus is believed to have been born, is the focal point for celebrations.
And they are really...
And while attendance is expected to be higher this Christmas, the memory of recent years still lingers.
People say, no, there is a war in Gaza, we cannot celebrate. It is, although personally I am against this.
But it's still not straightforward to get to the church, with Bethlehem, like the rest of the West Bank, cut off from Jerusalem by Israel's wall. Checkpoints and roadblocks are often closed with no notice. Even though there is a hope that the situation is improving for Bethlehem, locals are fearful that history will repeat itself and that this city will find itself, like much of the West Bank, more and more isolated from the rest of the world.
We need the better future for the Holy Land and especially for Bethlehem.
I need to say welcome back to Palestine.
Australia's Prime Minister and opposition leader have released their Christmas messages to the nation. This year, both leaders have focused on the horrific attack on Bondi.
Wherever you are across our wonderful country, Christmas will feel different this year. After the terror inflicted on Jewish Australians celebrating Hanukkah at Bondi Beach, we feel the weight of sorrow in our hearts. As Christmas brings the message of love and compassion, we grieve those whose lives were stolen and those whose lives were changed forever. Together we give thanks for the extraordinary courage that shone so brightly through the darkness. A powerful reminder that in the worst of times, we see the very best of the Australian character. It is in that spirit that Christmas brings Australians together to celebrate all that we have and all that we share.
This Christmas comes at a time of deep sorrow and reflection for our nation. Just days ago, families and friends gathered in Bondi to celebrate faith and community. Instead, Australia witnessed an act of hatred and violence that took innocent lives from our Jewish community on the first night of Hanukkah. We mourn those lives, we grieve with their families, and we stand with a community that have been profoundly shaken. Moments like this test us. They ask who we are as a people and what we choose to stand for. Hatred and extremism have no place in Australia. Anti-Semitism has no place in Australia. Our strength as a nation lies in our decency, our courage, and our willingness to stand together, especially when it is hard.
In Australia, New South Wales is on the verge of passing the country's toughest gun laws in response to the Bondi terror attack. Debate is expected to stretch well into the night on a bill that gives police extraordinary powers to restrict protest. Activists have already flagged a constitutional challenge.
Night sitting. Labor's terrorism bill cleared the lower house 59 votes to 15.
All of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
The contrary, no. No. I believe the ayes have it.
The centrepiece is the nation's strictest gun controls, a limit of 4 firearms for most owners, and licence renewals every 2 years.
The passage of this legislation is the single best thing we can do in the short run to keep the people of New South Wales safe.
This legislation does nothing to stop extremism.
Then it was the upper house's turn to debate the bill.
Guns are the tool that was used to convert hatred into mass murder.
Imagine following 9/11. The official response was to ban aeroplanes.
A component of the bill allowing police to ban authorised public assemblies for months following a terror event had critics lining up.
Laws that will represent the single most aggressive assault on our civil liberties in living memory.
What we have now is a Premier, Chris Minns, who is drunk on power.
Activists are already planning to challenge the laws in court.
The advice we've got is that it's constitutional.
Some Labor MPs admit they're voting for the bill through gritted teeth.
A blanket ban on protests for a 3-month period just seems to be disproportionate.
Reservations too from Liberal MPs, whose support is enabling the bill's passage.
It is a despicable act of political bastardry designed to make the Premier look good without stakeholder engagement or meaningful reform.
While the Premier is forging ahead with a state-based Royal Commission, the Prime Minister defended his decision not to hold such an inquiry on a national level.
There was no Royal Commission called by the Howard government after Port Arthur. There was no Royal Commission called by the Abbott government after the Lindt siege.
While the gun laws may be passed quickly, they won't come into effect immediately. The state will wait until the federal government brings in the buyback scheme, however long that takes.
A Philippine police investigator says the Bondi Beach gunmen were detected using a mobile phone twice outside of Davao City, where it is believed they stayed for 28 days. While in Davao, the gunmen reportedly visited a gun shop, an Islamic center, an ATM, and a beachside resort, the police source said. It also said the phone was detected in Mlang in North Cotabato, a province that borders areas where Islamic extremists are still believed to be operating. Police are still investigating why the pair visited the Philippines in the weeks before the attack at Bondi Beach, with working theories including they were visiting on holiday or waiting to meet someone. And that ends the news segment. Coming up in sports, Pitten embraces being released by hunters over disciplinary matters.
It's Smile O'Clock. It's Smile O'Clock. Gotta brush our teeth. Time o'clock. Did you have a nice day? Real good. Hanging out in the neighborhood. Had some dinner, now it's time to relax. Put on some PJs after taking a bath. Wanna read a story, but look, it's Smile O'Clock. Gotta brush our teeth. Time o'clock. Before it gets late, yeah, all of us. Everybody's happy when we brush, brush, brush. Yeah. Smile O'Clock. Smile O'Clock. Time o'clock. So brush, brush, brush.
For tasty and a delicious meal choice for your enjoyment, Prima is the name you can trust. For guaranteed meal satisfaction during special occasions or that daily meal, Prima is the name you can trust. Yes, it is. Safe to eat, quality assured, and undoubtedly satisfying. Available at your nearest wholesales or supermarket stores. Prima always tastes great.
Merry Christmas from the Pacifica Victoria Choir.
Watch us perform on ABC Australia's TV special A Pacific Christmas on TVWAN Pacific.
Marami singini sudu.
Mere kerihimete.
Manuia le Kirismasi.
Mele klikimaka.
Feliz Navidad!
It's Christmas in Adventure Bay.
Can you believe it's finally Christmas?
Until it all goes downhill.
Oh no!
Christmas is mine!
This December,
Santa needs our help!
the Paw Patrol are heading off
Let's do this!
on their merriest adventure yet.
How do you fly this thing?
A Paw Patrol Christmas. Monday, December 15th. On Nick Jr.
This is Gospel Africa.
You will always win. You will always win. You never lost the battle. You never lost a battle. You will always win. You will always win. You never lost the battle. You never lost the battle. You will always win. You will always win. You never lost the battle. You never lost the battle. You
This is Gospel Africa.
Welcome back. One of PNG's most crafted number 7 custodians of the game between the 1980s and 1990s era, Tony Killer, had quite an intriguing rugby league storyline. It started in 1986 when TK captained a little-known Southern Zone side that was later tagged the Kiwi Busters after taking down rugby league powerhouse New Zealand in a thrilling 26-22 upset victory at a packed Port Moresby's Lloyd Robson Oval on September 6, 1986.
Ari Kovai at fullback, Bal Lumapo the centre and captain, Tony Keeler the excellent halfback, and Darrow Ben Moiti at prop.
Tony Keeler led the Kiwi Busters to take down rugby league powerhouse New Zealand 39 years ago. The former Kumul shares his story with this newsroom. TK recalls, in high school his favorite position was lock, but made a transition while he was playing schoolboys rugby league, Credit to his former teacher, John Joseph, for recommending the half and 5-head roles, positions that propelled Killer from junior levels to senior club rugby and eventually to representative honours.
Second test, the place was fully packed. I can say the trees, the power lines were also
typical PRL days, you
hey,
know.
no space.
Okay.
So there was at one stage when we were playing, I got knocked out. Because do you remember this? Joe Rapati was a big Kiwi winger coming down from the sideline. He was a break, and because usually the halfbacks would come for a cover with the fullback, so he stepped and I went low. He put his knees up and took my head. I went down. Yeah, I went down and the crowd went quiet, silent and no noise. Now we're in trouble.
Following Killer's heroic performance with the victorious Southern Zone team on that historic Wednesday, back in 1986, TK and winger Mafu Kerekere got a late call-up to join the Kumul camp after they lost their first test to the Kiwis in Goroka. TK's amazing winning form continued on table for the Kumuls, following a lethal combination with Darius Hiley in the halves to shoot down the Kiwis in the second test 24-22 at the Lloyd Robson Oval. He vividly remembers the atmosphere as electrifying. Killer's representative career continued on an upward trajectory, including selection for the Kumuls in the Trans-Tasman Challenge against Australia and New Zealand between 1987 and 1988. He candidly shared a humorous experience during the Kumuls New Zealand leg of the tour when they encountered a culture shock when the team was asked to perform a tribute song and show respect for a deceased within the local Maori community where the team was staying. The problem was the players came from all parts of Papua New Guinea, and that proved difficult. They then settled on a popular song from Sipik, Sore Council Gawi Bagarap, by the Ararua band of Wewak.
I remember we came up to a song called one of the famous drunkard songs, and I think it was something like Sore Council Gawi Bagarap.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Robust Lace Snacks Tigers Grand Final winning centre and former PNG Pukpuk, Jaron Pitten, has displayed great potential to develop into one of the damaging running centres in the game. Unfortunately, Pitten's recent introduction to the PNG Hunters system only lasted 7 weeks before he got released again this week. Pitten's surprise exit from the current Hunters training squad after Block 1 due to disciplinary matters speaks volumes about the importance of upholding values and standards of the Hunters brand. Being young and still thriving to grow his game, Pitten is taking it as a learning curve and another challenge to work on his discipline, character and attitude, the key values of good sportsmanship.
Behind, Grubbers himself, chases hard. Jaron Pitten picks it up, works his way back into the field of play, and he's made a break. He's gone straight through the middle, Jaron Pitten. He's got support on both sides. He looks inside, he's got the line. They're going to go all the way, the Tigers.
23-year-old Jaron Pitten from a mixed parentage of Simbo, Manus and Morobe is a product of the Tarangao Rugby League and Bomana Royals rugby union systems. He's also had a stint with the Harlequins.
Tarangao Club, the Union Royals, and then Harlequins, the Sultan Harlequins team.
Okay.
2022, I play low, principal books, 15th team,
Pitten's transition through the Digital Accent Mobile Cup level and on to the PNG Hunters pre-season was a different beast compared to the Digital Accent Mobile Cup. It was more intense and tough, especially after a long break.
finishing season on grand final Woodland Road. Yes, and it's there and we finish the grand final 2025.
It was a testament of individual character, patience, resilience, and discipline. Despite his potential, Pitten was dropped from the squad for the next phase of preseason due to disciplinary issues. This setback is a crucial lesson for the young athlete to learn and reset and continue to thrive as he refocuses on going back to help his local franchise, the Lacenex Tigers, defend the cup in 2026.
I'm glad to defend the cup next year, 2026.
Pitten first made his international debut in rugby union when he was picked for the PNG Pukpuk 15 side in 2022. The following year, 2023, he switched code back to rugby league and was snatched up by the Port Moresby Vipers, where he made his debut at the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup level. In 2024, Pitten moved north and joined the Lacenex Tigers. Under coach Noel Jamming, Pitten was able to perfect his craft that saw his game going to another level. If anything, Pitten's outstanding performance in this year's grand final win against Mandy Muruks in only his second season at the top level and the biggest pinnacle in his rugby league career thus far. Pitten can only embrace the opportunity to develop under coach Paul Ayton, even for a short time only, recognizing the challenging preseason as a test of patience, resilience, and discipline. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The future of Fiji Bati head coach, Wise Kativerata, will be decided by the Fiji National Rugby League Board by the end of this week or early next week, according to Chairman Aquila Masi. Kativerata's contract was a primary topic at the FNRL's recent annual general meeting. His position is under intense scrutiny following a disappointing 2025 Pacific Nations Bowl Challenge performance.
Held it up, he's Bula over for his second, just like that.
Fiji Mbati coach Wise Kativerata's not so impressive track record at the last two Pacific Championships is under scrutiny from the Fiji National Rugby League after the Fiji Mbati started strong with a 44-24 win against the Cook Islands. They suffered a heavy 18-50 defeat to the PNG Kumuls. This year it was expected to be a redemption year after last year's 10-12 loss to the Kumuls at home, which disappointed many fans. The repeated losses to Papua New Guinea raised serious concerns about Kativerata's coaching, especially since the Fiji team included several seasoned NRL and established rugby league players, unlike their opponents. With Fiji placed in the pool of death for the upcoming Rugby League World Cup, the Fiji National Rugby League Board aims to make the best decision for the team's future. Local clubs have called for Kativerata's resignation, and there's significant pressure from the wider community, with many expressing frustrations on social media following the Bati's recent performances. Clubs have also called for the inclusion of more local players into the Bati. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Former South African World Super Rugby and Sevens referee Rasta Rasivenge is currently in Fiji and officiated as chief guest at last weekend's major Fiji Rugby Union Referees Awards night. The event marks a significant milestone for referees in Fiji to receive opportunities to officiate in Super Rugby matches, with discussions currently underway to finalize their inclusions.
Rasta Rasivenge, born in Johannesburg, South Africa, is one of the most respected referees in world rugby. He's a member of the South African Rugby Union Premier Panel. Rasivenge is currently in Fiji, officiated as chief guest at last weekend's major Fiji Rugby Union Referees Awards night. He was also one of the chief guests at the Roosters Chicken Grassroots Rugby Sevens tournament at the HFC Bank Stadium in Suva last week. Rasivenge said he's pretty excited to be in Fiji in his role as International Rugby Referees Ambassador.
My role as an ambassador here is obviously to promote the sevens referees that will be recognized and the local 15s referees that will be recognized. and also to establish the ecosystem that they pay more respect to the referees, whether it's players, spectators, and everybody. So I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be spending over 36 days in Fiji and looking forward to interacting with everybody.
He says growing up, he never imagined that refereeing would take him all over the world. He added that the role of a referee is open to everyone, regardless of gender, and stressed that there are many opportunities in the sport beyond playing.
It's quite exciting to also see a different side of the game getting developed, which is the officiating side. And the nominees that were obviously nominated for the awards are phenomenal referees. It's all about developing grassroots referees as well, recognition to the guys that do the local competition.
Rasta encourages young boys and girls to take up officiating as another rugby pathway.
My advice to the young boys and girls out there in terms of refereeing is that it's a sport for everybody. Whether you're a boy or a girl, what it teaches you is leadership skills. You learn different facets of your life. As I mentioned, leadership skills, disciplines and stuff like that, but also opportunity. You may never know, you might get a full-time contract from the FRU or get picked up by World Rugby.
Rossi Wenger has been a regular on the World Rugby 7 Series circuit since 2011 and 2012 season and has officiated in major competitions, including the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio, where he took charge of the sevens final between England and Fiji. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And now the weather. Southern Port Moresby, mostly fine to becoming partly cloudy with chances of few showers. Alotau, partly cloudy with few showers. Momase region, in Lae, partly cloudy with chances of few showers. And in Wewak, partly cloudy periods with few showers. To the New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, partly cloudy periods. Buka, mostly cloudy with some rain showers and thunderstorms. To the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, partly cloudy to cloudy overnight with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. In Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, seas smooth to slight with northeast to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Solomon Sea, seas smooth with east to northeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas smooth with east to northeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. And Pacific Ocean, seas slight with easterly to northeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border, to Daru, to Kiwai Island, to Kerama, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samarai Island, waters of Cape Vogel, to Huon Gulf, to Finschhafen, and waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands, and waters of Finschhafen through Vitia Strait to Siasi or Long Island to Medang, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by